Are you ready to learn about a powerful talisman which will make people go from ho-hum to ravenous fans scrabbling for your next book and begging for more?
Stay tuned.
Incoming customer detected.
Hi folks, I am Ira Robinson and I am the author of 14 books and dozens of short stories that have been published, and I'm here today to talk to you guys about a little something known as marketing. And I can tell you for sure, I don't like marketing. I really don't. It's something that I've never really gotten behind, and I know I should do more of, but there are methods of marketing that I've learned over the years that I wanted to bring to you and hopefully help you to drive up some sales for your books, your stories, your audio dramas, whatever the case may be. Audio dramas are something that I'm very fond of. And so I thought that I would give you guys some of this information, and hopefully you guys can walk away from it making use of it yourselves so that you guys can make a little bit of money in these difficult times that everybody are having. So let's begin. Newsletters. Oh my goodness. Now I'm sure everybody's heard about newsletters. I'm sure everybody's heard about email marketing and all of that kind of stuff. And the first thought that always comes into mind is it's spam. Everybody hates spam. I despise it with a passion. But I want to kind of change your mind a little bit because newsletters aren't really spam. They're a marketing tool, yes, and it's done through email, yes, but I'm here to help you understand why they can be essential pieces of your brand and why you really should focus on getting one out there. Now, first you need to understand what can be different with newsletters.
Meow.
So, again, we're all familiar with spam. No one likes it. We're all either just deleting them or ignoring them, but your newsletters can be different. And here's how. So the first step is that you want to guard your list zealously. And I don't just mean don't sell your lists to other people. That's obvious. That's just wrong on every level, and it should never, under any circumstances, be even considered. I mean, treat the people who sign up for your newsletter like they are precious material, because they are. What I found works out best is to send something once a month, maybe twice a month. And when I send it out, I don't just say, hey, buy my stuff. No, I give away a free short story that isn't available anywhere else. And I make what they get in that newsletter something special. They know by signing up, they not only get something as a reward, but if they open my newsletter, they're going to get another freebie too. And that's important because at the end of the newsletter, I'll add in a blurb about one of my books or about something that I'm releasing soon on pre-order or something along those lines. And I'll also link the short story itself to my website so that they have a reason to go back there again, so that they can buy stuff. And yes, you really do want to have a website of your own. I'll go more into that in a different video, but it comes down to being able to have control over what people see when they search for you and to have an all-in-one spot for you to put all your focus into. That's kind of important. So that's the primary reason why you want to have a newsletter. You want to make it so that you're selling, but it doesn't seem like it's selling. You want to make yourself a valuable resource to your readers, and they're going to treat you like you are someone that they can trust. And that's powerful. That's a hell of a good position to be in when you're in need of actually selling to them. So again, once a month, maybe twice, that's it. I'll do things sometimes twice. For instance, if I have something really special to announce, or there's like an event that's coming up that you hadn't had a chance to talk about before, or you really want to give them another story as a bonus or something like that, you definitely don't want to send them emails every day. That's spam. I dare say don't even do it once a week. If you have your list big enough and you've trained them to accept once a week, because you can do that eventually, that's fine. I guess that'd be one thing, but definitely not when you're just starting your list out. It's not really a good idea to send things more than once every couple of weeks, because then it gets a little annoying. And again, if there's something that's very, very, very special that you're wanting to get the information out about, then do so. Or if you want to perhaps cater your newsletters to serve other people, that'd be something too. But don't make it just specifically about you. And again, I wouldn't even do it more than once per week. But that's just my opinion. Now, as far as getting the newsletters prepared and going, there are a few different email services that are out there, but personally I use MailChimp. They do have a free option that's available, and that's the one that I make use of. And the free option is actually pretty decent. It includes all the basics that you need to start doing the marketing. And it also has the ability to control up to 2,000 different contacts and can send out 10,000 different mails per month with a daily send limit of 2,000. So what that breaks down to is if you have 2,000 contacts and you can potentially send 10,000 mails per month, then you could potentially put out 5 newsletters to all 2,000 of those contacts and still remain within the free program that they have. For most authors, that's going to be more than enough. And if you do go above 2,000 email subscribers, it will cost you monthly, but that monthly cost is pretty negligible comparatively. And trying to do the handling of that many contacts, sending them all the same newsletter one by one and by hand, it's going to be a royal pain in the butt. You're going to want to take my personal word for that. I've been there, done it, and I have the carpal tunnel syndrome to show for it. It's a mess. It really is. And making sure that you're doing it correctly is it can be a real nightmare. When your list is very small, like 10 people or something like that, it's not that bad. But believe me, once you get the things rolling with your newsletter, it's going to become very difficult. And the MailChimp website does make creating the newsletters themselves pretty simple. You can make them look really cool. I have mine set to look essentially like how my website looks, with the dark background, the same type of fonts and all that kind of stuff. Because again, I have a brand, and that branding is another very important part of your marketing strategy when it comes to your authorship. You want to make sure that when people see your name, they instantly associate it with a certain motif or a certain look or a certain type of phraseology that you use when you do your communications. All of that is a brand for you, and people get used to seeing that and understanding that that's where you come from. So the newsletter itself also can be a big part of the brand that you're creating for yourself. So what to do with the newsletters? Again, what I do once the newsletters are going out is I give them a free story. Normally I'll do a short story that I write specifically for the newsletter. It gets published nowhere else, and it can be found nowhere else other than perhaps making an audio dramatization out of it, but I don't actually put it in print anywhere or on the websites or anything like that. It's something special. It's something that they know they signed up specifically for. And it's sort of like doing things as a Patreon page or something along those lines. It's just not really that difficult for me to make short stories. So for me, doing something like that, I mean, I can pop one out every day. You know, for me, doing something like that isn't any skin off of my teeth. And if it makes it so that the readers, my customers, have something valuable from me, then so much the better. Now, to get them to sign up takes a little bit of a different strategy. You can just say, hey, I have a newsletter, please sign up. And that will work for some people. Some readers will sign up for it. But most of the time, when it comes to this kind of marketing strategy, you do have to give them a bit of a freebie. Now, personally, I make a full book of mine available. It's Penitence, and they get that one for free just for signing up to my newsletter. The book itself is a pretty good indication of the type of things that I write, the style that I write in. So I know that if a reader reads that book, they're going to get a pretty good introduction to how I style things and the way that I do things. And I consider it a really good sort of Ira Robinson 101, if you will, for them to get a hold of. Now, it has been a worthy endeavor for me. Getting that email address for me is a big key in my marketing, because the newsletter, it's going to be one of the biggest reasons or revenues for you. Those who gave up their address for you are going to be much more heavily invested in you than someone just seeing an advertisement from you or seeing a tweet from you or something that's on Facebook. These people gave you something. They gave you their information, and that means something very, very special. So you can consider them your first line of offense, really. So again, I give the book away as a loss leader, knowing that when I do other releases, the people who are going to see those releases in the newsletter are going to be the first likely people to actually buy the book that I release. Now, the one I give away on the website, it's one that had been in print in the past, and the publisher went under. The rights got reverted back to me. So instead of republishing it under a different umbrella, I decided to make other use of it. I decided to repurpose it for the newsletter. If you don't like the idea of giving away a full book, that's fine. I mean, it's a lot of work to make a full book, and just to give it away, it can be a little bit difficult for people. But you could maybe do something like a collection of short stories or an audio adaptation or something along those lines instead, just to give them a reason for giving up that email address to you. Either way, think of it like a business. Walmart sells TVs super cheap, at a loss even, on Black Fridays, knowing that while people are there grabbing those TVs up, they're also going to be buying a lot more stuff in the store. So it's a loss leader. Newsletters done right are just like that. They're powerful pieces of your marketing strategy as an author, and I highly recommend doing them. You do it right, and you're going to have ravenous fans for life. So I do hope that this information gives you a reason for creating a newsletter. Look into doing it. Again, I also recommend having a full-on website yourself. I will be doing a video about that very soon as well, but that also is a very important key in your marketing strategy. If you're interested in my own books, I do have all of my books on my website, originalworlds.com, and you guys can go there and find all the books, all the free stories, a lot of different writing advice, writing prompts, all kinds of great stuff there on my website if you're interested. I have published over 14 books and dozens of short stories. I have a lot of them there available for free, and hey, you can sign up for my newsletter and get that book Penitence for free if you desire, and you can also get a hold of all those free stories that I also make available strictly for the newsletter. Aha, see what I did there? So make sure you guys head on over there and take advantage of what I have available for you guys. And I also would like for you guys to subscribe if you like this video. I'm putting out stuff like this all the time. I also have my audio dramatizations that I make available. I have writer's reactions where I do analysis into songs that have a story behind them, delving deep into what the lyrical meaning and so on and so forth is. And I think that you guys would really enjoy what I have available here on the channel. So hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit the notification bell so that when I do put out something, you guys will get notified and be able to come watch it right away. Make sure you like this video and make sure you share the content so that your other authors out there can take advantage of this information too. Remember, other authors are not your competition. We're all in this together, and we all really need to treat each other like that. The readers don't care whether or not, an author is against another. All they know is that they want good books, and there are readers that are out there that will just buy every single book that you have available, and they'll go on to the next author and buy every single book that they have available too. And we'll get into that kind of stuff in another video. Until next time, thank you so much for coming here. My name again is Ira Robinson. My website is originalworlds.com, and I want to thank you guys so much for being here, and I will talk to you again later.
Thanks for your visit. Have a nice day.
For more stories from Ira Robinson, go to his official website, originalworlds.com. At that website, you'll find free stories, free chapters from his books, writing information for those up-and-coming authors, and much, much more. That's originalworlds.com. Thank you for listening.